It is now officially cold in England. We've just had some snow and outside it's 4.3 degrees Celsius. I'll put up what it is in Fahrenheit, but that's very, very chilly. Working in cars in winter when it's that cold in the garage is not particularly nice. Obviously you can wrap up warm, which is what I've done here. I've got 3 layers on at the moment, 2 layers on my legs and a hat, but I don't want to be cold. I want to be comfortable. So I've bought this. Let's unbox it. Let's have a look. Oh, this is gonna be good. What's in this box I think is gonna be my salvation. I've been looking at options for heating the garage. I thought electric, but that looks pretty expensive. Gas, could do that, could get some gas bottles, but again, that seemed expensive. This, however, seemed to be the cheapest option, and I'll go into all of that in another video. For now, we're gonna get it unboxed, get it installed, see how it does. So, what have we got in the box? It is a silencer, which you put on the end of the exhaust. That is for directing the heat around stretchy and bendy. An exhaust vent, so you can actually direct it as well. Some little clippings and a intake filter. An intake hose. I'm going to direct it to where it's coldest in the garage, so it's heating up the cold air. And then the exhaust hose, which is quite small actually. Might have to get a bigger one.
That's what she said.
And then, oh, no. There we go, right, onto the floor. Nice. And there it is, my very own diesel heater. This is gonna be sick. I've wanted to have one of these for years. Never really had the need for it, whereas now I can actually use it. It's actually gonna help me quite a lot. I think this is gonna be really, really good. So, let's have a look at it. So first impressions, it looks really good. Nice sturdy metal case. It's got a little remote so you can activate it remotely. So if I was in the house and I wanted to turn it on, I could, but I'm not gonna do that. That's leaving it all plugged in while I'm not actually in here is pretty dangerous. It's got a little screen, which is a little bit scuffed up and scratched already. Hopefully there's a plastic cover on that because that's not great. It's not the end of the world, but nice when it's actually new. Quite dusty, actually. See? Just covered in dust. A couple of scuffs on the side. Obviously it's a, you know, it's a workshop tool, so it's not the end of the world if it's a bit scuffed up, but this was brand new, so shouldn't be. Right, so it's got 4 clips on the side. Let's get them undone. Let's see what the inside looks like. Well, they are tight. Do not want to get my fingers caught in there. 4. Cool. And those latch off. I need to take the cap off as well. Yes, cool. Dusty inside as well. So what have we got? A reservoir. I'm guessing that's probably going to be maybe 3, 4, 5 litres, something like that. That's pretty good. I thought it was going to be like 1 litre, so that's nice. That's going to last quite a long time. Got the actual diesel heater itself with a plastic body, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, but sure it'll be okay. We've got the fuel pump here. Just looks pretty standard. Looks all good. All the hoses are fitted correctly. See, there's actually some liquid already in there, so they must have done a test run. Around the other side, let's have a look. Yeah, so just same stuff. You've got controls. And then on the front, we've got our controller here, which you can take out. It doesn't really go very far. I'm sure you can probably get an adapter to make this a bit longer, but we're just gonna leave that there. We don't need it to be anywhere else. And then take our little remote. Does it come with batteries? Yes, the little light turns on. That's good. You see that? There you go. Cool. Brilliant. Last bit I forgot to get out of the box is this. This is for our power. It does come with instructions, but it's pretty straightforward. There you go. So it breaks down how everything works, how the actual heater works and everything. It's basically kind of just like a spark plug, and the fuel goes through, the spark plug heats it up, ignites it, heat comes out. Pretty straightforward. Put the lid back on. Nice, nice, nice. This side, we have our positive and our negative. Whoops, take these off. And this cable is just taped together. I'll tell you how much I paid for it at the end. It is crazy. So negative on there, black to black, nice and simple. And then red to red. Lovely, jubbly. Where's the exhaust coming out then? Aha, underneath. Let's turn it on its side before we put any fuel in it. On the bottom here, we've got vent, fuel, obviously, and then air inlet. So that is just gonna go into the fuel tank. Obviously, if you've got an external tank like me, I've just got a jerry can, which I use to fill up. You can just run that straight into that if you want, but you don't need to. Intake hose, nice and simple. So Jubilee clip on there. Chuck that on, and just a normal Phillips head screwdriver Just tighten it down, chuck the hose on. I don't know how you're supposed to get to that. There's a little hole on the side. Maybe that's what that's for. So I'm going to grab a slightly longer screwdriver and get in from the side. There we go. That is very, very short. I don't know how I'm supposed to do much with that. Definitely going to need to get a longer hose, but at least for today, we can get it up and running. All right, that's on nice and tightly. So I'm going to put the diesel heater down here in the corner of my garage. I think it's the safest place for it as well. It's out of the way, nothing combustible here. This is just concrete prefab wall going out to nothing. So I'm just going to run the exhaust hose out the wall. I'm going to drill a hole that's the right size, run it through. It's not going to be next to anything combustible. Should be absolutely fine. I'll then go around the other side, put the silencer on, and then we're ready to give it a go. This is pretty easy setup and quite exciting. All right, so I've got the hose going out the wall. Tip for if you need to drill through to the other side of whatever workspace you're in, drill downwards. So if there's any water or any rain, it's not gonna come up. Whereas if you drill upwards through the wall and out, water can go along the side of your wall and then drip in through the hole, which is obviously going to cause issues, dampen everything in your garage, which you don't want. I also didn't have a drill bit wide enough. I've got a long one, but the hole needs to be probably about that big compared to that. So I drilled through as much as I could with this normal drill bit. And then I ended up actually just using a wood drill bit to finish it off and make the hole slightly wider, and that did do it. Get the correct size drill bit and do it properly. It'll make it a lot easier, but you can do it with a normal drill bit, just widening the hole, ringing it round. Fuel wise, I'm just going with diesel, but you can use red diesel or kerosene. I've even seen you can use chip oil, which I might give that a go, because that'd be really interesting and would smell good as well. But I've just got plain old diesel for now. You can see the fuel tank on the side, so you can see as it's filling up. Just got a funnel on the top, just to make sure I'm not gonna spill anything. Probably will anyway. Let's get some in here. Oh, there was oil in there. Why was there oil in there? Should that still work? I guess that should still work. All right, let's plug the power in. See what this does. There's the screen, got my little remote. Should I press on? Press power maybe. Ah, there we go. Okay. What do I do? Haha, all right, hold it down. Fan turns on. What can I control? Heat 1, oh, heat 6. Okay, what are we gonna go for? Let's go for 1, see what 1 gets us. It's gonna take a couple of minutes to heat up. Okay, so slight jiggle around. The 12-volt output that I have for some reason wasn't working, so I've rigged up a car battery instead. Literally negative to negative on the back, positive to positive. I'll do a more permanent setup afterwards, but I've just wrapped the wires around nice and tight, so they're not going to come loose, just to test. I've got it on 3 heat. I think it's going to heat up and then we'll start hearing clicking, and the clicking will be the fuel pump adding fuel in. So it'll be interesting. Let's see what happens. Give it a few minutes and check back in. Oh, it's doing something. It's starting to heat up. It's cold at the moment. Let's have a look outside. So nothing at the moment. Still cold on the inside. Okay, it's clicking faster. It's getting warmer. It's starting to warm up. Here we go. Reasonably noisy here. See the steam coming off it, so it must be getting hot out here. Ooh, definitely got some heat there. Okay, slowing down. Yeah, that's nice and warm coming out of there now. This is the lowest setting, and it's definitely putting out some nice heat. I'd say this is like a small electric radiators kind of heat. And if we pump it up to 6, what do we get? It's going faster. Yeah, there's some very good heat coming out of there. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the lowest setting. We'll go that way actually, you can go back. Up, goes back. I'm going to put it on 1, and then we're currently at 7.5 degrees in here. The time's not actually correct, but 5:34, so I'll come back at 6:34 and we'll see how the temperature's changed. All right, so I had it on low for just over an hour. It's gone from 7.5 to 8, but I had it on the lowest setting. I think that's good for maintaining the temperature, but I think what I needed to do is put it on the highest setting, get it warm in here, then drop it down to low, and then it just maintains the heat. So I've pumped this bad boy up to the full heat, which actually is putting out some really decent heat now. The other thing I can do, which I've seen a lot of people do, is you can take the exhaust, run it through a radiator, and then that's going to give you some extra heat, because you do lose a fair bit of heat going out through the exhaust. If I was to touch the exhaust, it'd probably burn my hand right now. While this is heating up, at the beginning, I realized I'd put some oil in the fuel can. I just used it as a container just for something, can't remember why. But you can actually mix diesel with old oil and use it in the burner. So yeah, great. Burning old oil, saving money. Brilliant. Another positive, if you've got old oil that you've got knocking around, maybe you've done an oil change, you can mix it into your diesel and you can use it in this burner. Win-win. I've just had it running, all of a sudden it just stopped clicking and it's just started to like power down. And I was getting a P09V and then an E2 fault code, which looking in the manual says it's actually the power supply voltage range. So it means the battery is not supplying enough voltage. So I'm just gonna get a battery charger, charge the battery back up, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so I've just plugged the battery charger in. This battery is pretty rubbish, probably was pretty low. And it's saying I'm currently getting 8.7 volts, which can't be right. I might have to let this battery charge up for a minute. Right, this thing is definitely working, because 20 minutes it's gone from 8.5 to 9.2 degrees Celsius, which is actually pretty good. It's quite comfortable in here now. The heater over there, and all the way on the other side, I've got the thermometer. So actually, over here, it's probably going to be quite a bit warmer. There's going to be a few more tweaks that I can do. I've got a couple of ideas of how to make this thing even better and more efficient, but I'm going to save that for another video. I've had the diesel heater going for a while now, and it's definitely working. Apparently this thing is 8 kilowatts. I'm not entirely sure I believe that. Having felt the heat coming out of it, I'd say it's probably closer to 5 kilowatts. And that's what a lot of people say. These things say they're 8, but actually they're more like 5. Still great, still putting out a lot of heat. But if it was 8 kilowatts, this room would be like a sauna. It would be way too hot in here. So 5 kilowatts is probably better. So being 5 kilowatts, it doesn't use loads of fuel, which is a big positive. I think it uses between 0.1 and 0.51 litres, according to the manual. We'll do some tests in a different video and see what we actually get. What are my impressions of the heater? All in all, I think it's great. Really good value for money. I was looking at electric heaters. They were only about £35 to buy, but then they use so much electricity. It would have probably been maybe £1 an hour to have it running. Would have probably been fairly warm in here, but that was just too expensive for me. If I run it a couple of hours a day every week, that's £50 a month just on heating in here. Whereas this, I reckon I could probably get away with £20 a month on diesel. If I'm using old oil, which we found out actually works, that was a nice surprise, that could be even less. If I do one oil change a month, that could in theory cut my fuel bill down by a quarter, a third. We'll do some tests in another video to see how efficient it is compared to electric and gas. But for the time being, I'm really happy. I think this was a solid investment for £66, plus a few electric bits and bobs, which I need to sort out. I think it has melted my battery charger. I probably shouldn't have had it running and charging the battery at the same time. Oh no, the battery charger's come back to life. That's good. Okay, I was gonna buy another one, so that's nice. All in, I think it's really good. It's a bit noisy. We're gonna have to do something about that. Both the ticking that comes from the fuel pump and the exhaust noise have got some ideas in mind. I think we're also losing a fair bit of heat from the exhaust outlet. It's maybe even hotter at the exhaust outlet than it is in the air outlet. So probably losing 50% of the heat out of the exhaust. So if we can get that back into the garage somehow safely, so I'm not poisoning myself with carbon monoxide gas, then that's gonna be a win. Double the heat for the same price, no brainer. Hope you enjoyed it. Stick around for the next video where I'm gonna hopefully answer a few more questions and make this thing a bit more efficient and also just understand if it was the right choice. I think it was, but we'll find out. We'll do the maths. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to have a bit more of a play around with this, but I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.